After a bit of a break, I'm back and ready to get wild. First up, I've got 7 tips to help you in the northeast corner of the map at Marauders Arch. Tip number 1. Where should you park at Marauders Arch? The southwest section of the island is ideal because of its rock cover to much of the south, its safety from the Ashen Winds event, and its convenience with the next 2 tips. Tip number 2. Cross the bay by utilizing the cannon on the shore to get to the other side of the island fast. If you need to get back, just sword dash. Tip number 3. Dig sites and skeleton voyages often send you up to the high point of Marauders Arch. Rather than having to carry that loot all the way back down, a guaranteed place to drop it from where it won't get caught on other rocks is the lower section of the southwest high peak. There's a section of rock that jets out. Drop loot right off of there and it should land right near your boat if it's parked where I previously suggested. Tip number 4. For loot that's on the lower section of the island though, such as the loot you may get after completing the Ashen Winds event that takes place here, it's much faster to just make a couple of piles on the shores of the island and bring your boat around it to harpoon all the loot up after, rather than carrying the loot across the water back to the boat. Tip number 5. A more obscure tip, but helpful one that I've been able to use a few times, is that just south of Marauders Arch is a finishing point for a lost shipment merchant voyage. If you ever see a ship with a long flag by a flock of birds near Marauders Arch, there's a good chance that they are finishing up the lost shipment, and this could be a very profitable sink for you. Tip number 6. If you're passively working on the gold curse, anytime that you're at Marauders Arch, make sure to visit the Ferry of the Dam to start the Fate of the Morningstar Tall Tale. After activating the Tall Tale, all you need to do is just dig up the lantern at the top of the island, and you'll already have an instant second checkpoint. Tip number 7. As I know folks like them, here's the directional riddle map layout at Marauders Arch to help solve all the gold hoarder riddles. Hopefully these 7 tips will help smoothen out any archers in your plan next time you or your friends visit Marauders Arch.